Hi guys, welcome to Food Time with Sam, where we try food from your favorite video games, books, TV shows, and more. Today's quest? Creamy Salmon Pasta from the video game Final Fantasy XIV. We'll be using the official Final Fantasy XIV cookbook to replicate this dish. Let's see how it stacks up. While we get started on the prep work, let's talk more about what we're making. One of the cool things about this dish is how similar the ingredients in the recipe are to the crafting materials in the game. In the game, the dish is described as a filling homemade pasta topped with tender flaky salmon and fresh spinach, all smothered in a rich creamy sauce. Spoiler alert, we are not making homemade pasta. To make the dish in the game, you'll need to first obtain the item Master Culinarian 7 to unlock the recipe. Once you have that, you can focus on your crafting items, which are 2 fire clusters, 2 water clusters, 2 king salmon, 1 frintoio oil, 2 mist spinach, 2 night pepper, 1 vermicelli, and 1 sweet cream. The biggest difference between those ingredients and what we are using is the gailan, or Chinese broccoli. We will be using that instead of spinach. Speaking of, we are just getting to our last step of prep, which is washing and chopping up the gailan. Now we can move on to cooking. First, we need to get our water going for our pasta before we move on to our sauce. Our sauce is going to be very, very rich, so we started off with a significant amount of butter. We'll also add olive oil and some garlic, and once that is browned, we will add flour to thicken it up. After adding some lemon juice and fish sauce, it's time to slowly mix in the cream. Lots and lots and lots of cream. Next, we will add a little more citrus before adding our pasta to the water and the gailan to our sauce. Once the gailan is looking wilty, we add our blend of spice and cheese to make it even more rich and creamy. Okay, our pasta looks good, so it's time to drain it and add it to the pan. Don't forget to reserve some pasta water for thinning the sauce later as needed. The last step is to add the salmon to the dish and get that mixed in. Eating this dish should raise my direct hit rate, vitality, and determination. Given how rich it looks, it will be interesting to see if I'm able to hit anything after eating it. Now it's time for the taste test. Well, this dish certainly smells really good, so now it's time for us to take a bite. Let's get a little bit of the salmon, Chinese broccoli. You know, this dish almost smells better than it tastes. It would taste totally fine. It smells really good, but yeah. See, it smells really good. Even Saki really wants to give it a try. But really all I'm getting is sort of that really heavy creamy sauce and not enough brightness in the dish to kind of balance that out. So it ends up kind of just being one note, which is really rich. You do get a couple of pops from the salmon. But again, it's smoked salmon that you're using, so it's also kind of heavy. And yeah, it's just not a very bright dish. Needless to say though, it wouldn't stop me from eating it all. So it tastes fine. It's just, it sets the bar really high with how great it smells. This dish is going for 800 or 900 gil on the market board on average. And I'd say that's a pretty fair price. At least in real life, it's pretty easy to make and it's decently tasty, albeit kind of rich. So what do you think? Would you be willing to give creamy salmon pasta a try? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to see more. Bye!